Imagine a game that knows your fears, fulfills your fantasies, and owns your mind. Now, imagine the game is real.
Play it, Michael.
Brainscan, the ultimate head trip. Rated R. At theaters April 22nd.
Hey everybody, this is Brandon Ford and welcome to the Blind Rage Podcast. I'm very excited to have James with me again. Say hi, James.
Hello. Thanks for having me back. I know it's been a minute.
It has, but it's always a pleasure to have you. And
I appreciate that.
We are doing a cult classic from the 90s, Brainscan, starring...
One that got very overlooked, and some people have just straight up forgotten about it, sadly.
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't well received when it came out, and it kind of fell by the wayside, and I'd always been a fan of it, so I've seen it many times.
Oh yeah, I think my brother and I went and saw it, and it creeped the crap out of me. So I think I was like, when did this come out?
94.
94. Okay, so yeah, I was about 8.
Yeah.
Anywho, continue.
Well, let me just get the plugs out of the way because I tend to forget to do that. So yeah. Before we get started, I would like to encourage everybody to please check out my books in both paperback and Kindle editions by going to Amazon.com or the Amazon app on your smartphone. Typing in Brandon Ford, you'll find several of my titles as well as my Amazon author page. You can also find my books in audiobook format by going to audible.com or the Audible app on your smartphone. You can follow me, if you don't already, on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford, on Twitter at Brandon Ford, and on Letterboxd at Brandon Ford. Last and most importantly, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. It only takes a second to rate. And the sad thing is, though, with the way the podcast app is set out on iPhone now with the new Apple podcast thing, I don't even know how to find my ratings anymore. So I can't tell whether you are or you aren't rating. But I'm just assuming that you aren't, so please rate. Yes.
Click the damn stars.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations for movies you'd like me to do, or you'd like me to do with James or Tony, or all three of us together, have a little family affair, please feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. So, before we get into the movie, James, what is going on in your universe? What is new?
Well, I recently got an internship for a nonprofit organization. They are based out of Florida. They teach a social emotional intelligence in kids from kinder to 12 and even adults, and they're really trying to push to actually teaching it in the schools because there's so many broken homes out there, and children in those broken homes, they don't know how to deal with any of their a lot of them don't know how to deal with the emotions that they're feeling, and they don't know how to communicate that, so can lead to depression and just not giving a crap about school and suicide, sadly. So it's very honoring to be working with an organization that promotes that kind of stuff, because it's something that I really could have used as a kid.
That's amazing.
So I've been trying to do that, and I'll be doing video editing, and it's very intricate and tricky, but I'm slowly getting the hang of it, so it's been fun. And then other than that, not a whole lot. I'm just getting ready for the new semester, back in school. Yay, go college.
When do you go back?
August 23rd.
Mm.
So I've got to start getting my books together, and then I'll be finished with the community college next summer.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully once I finish that, I can be on my way to a big boy job and get out of this receptionist gig, which I do enjoy though, but it's not a career or anything.
No, but it is a job, and sadly, a lot of people don't have those these days. So
Indeed, I am grateful. What have you been doing?
Well, I finally broke down and bought the Herschel Gordon Lewis box set.
Oh.
And I noticed that I have a new habit now where I sleep shop.
What? How does that work?
Well, I don't necessarily. Well,
Pray
not
tell.
necessarily asleep, but when I'm drifting, because I'm a troubled sleeper, so I have to take a sleep. I take Tylenol PM, and generally, if I'm drifting off to sleep, I'm listening to a podcast or audiobook or something. And if I hear something mentioned, it will trigger the need to buy something, usually a Blu-ray, on Amazon. And having the Amazon app on your phone can be dangerous.
Yes. You must resist, Brandon. You must resist.
I really, really wanted this thing, though, for the longest time. And it is amazingly put together. It is as big as a cereal box. It's got 3 booklets inside with Blu-rays and DVDs, and another book with all full color pictures. And I think there are 17 movies from the Herschel Gordon Lewis oeuvre.
Wow.
Some of them I would really like to do. A lot of people love 2000 Maniacs. Mine was always The Wizard of Gore.
I was just about to ask about that, literally.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard of it, or I've heard the name, and I think I've seen parts of Wizard of Gore years ago. But that name just always stuck in my mind, and I always wanted to check out some of his stuff.
Well, his first real, this is not news to anybody who's listening to the podcast, I'm sure, but he's the first filmmaker to make a gore film, and that was Blood Feast in 1963, which you see clips of in Serial Mom.
Oh, okay.
Remember the scene where they're watching the movie in Chip's bedroom? You like that movie, don't you?
Yeah, of course. I have not seen it in years, but yeah, I remember.
But yeah, The Wizard of Gore they did remake with Crispin Glover, and it was terrible.
Right.
And they also did a remake of Blood Feast in 2016 with Robert Russler from A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and Caroline Williams from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Wasn't very good.
Well then.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely do want to do some Herschel Gordon Lewis movies for the podcast. I did do Blood Feast a long time ago for B-Movie Bonanza by myself, and I was quite bored because it's not fun doing a commentary for a bad movie by yourself.
Right, you need someone to banter with on that.
You do, and especially with something like Blood Feast, which is ridiculous. But I like it. There's another one that he did called The Gruesome Twosome, which is also equally ridiculous, and it's about a mother and son. I think the son is has mental limitations,
Oh goodness.
and they kidnap women and scalp them and sell their hair as wigs in a
Oh my
shop.
God.
Um,
Well, that's
and
intense.
oh, it's not not the way it's done here. But yeah, the movie ran short when they put it together, so they had to do something to pad it out. So the opening scene is these two mannequin heads with painted faces just talking to each other for no reason. It's so ridiculous.
Oh God.
But that was Herschel Gordon Lewis, and he didn't take himself seriously at all. So I think that's what made his movies fun. So,
Well, there you go. He's not trying to do anything more than he claims to be.
no, absolutely not.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't being taken seriously, and he thrived on that. And he passed away in 2016. So R.I.P. Herschel Gordon Lewis.
Aw.
You've left behind quite the legacy. So I think we should get into Brainscan,
I agree.
which is, what is it, 27 years old. Wow.
Jeez, is it really?
Yeah, it came out April 94.
Wow.
So Scream Factory did put out a Blu-ray, I think, but I had the DVD, so that's where my source is from. That's what we're watching.
Yeah. I found it years ago at like some off-brand trade store, and I was like, oh my God, I must have this movie, because I remember seeing it and I was just like, yes.
How much did you pay for it?
I think like $5.
Well, that was good because it was out of print for a long time. The DVD was out of print for a long time, and it was pricey.
Yeah. Like I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I missed that store because it was called Cheapo, and they had a lot of the really hard to find stuff, and Brainscan being one of them. And yeah, it sucks that they went out of business just because they were taking in more than they were selling. But I mean, they sold everything. They sold movies and records and CDs and tapes, and it's just it's sad that it went under.
Yeah, I miss those kinds of stores.
Me too. But the building is still there, and they still have all the badass murals on the side, so that's cool. But it's now a Goodwill. So I think it's fitting.
Yeah. You could find some good stuff in the Goodwill too, like DVDs and stuff. Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
Yeah, so if you're watching the Scream Factory Blu-ray edition, I think you should be able to still be in sync. So we're going to begin with 3 count. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Now, I want to say this first and foremost. I've never heard anybody talk about this before, and it's possible that this just might be a duh thing, but I always wondered, when you look at the way the title is displayed on the screen, and the way the N has that really long middle section, it's kind of like a lightning bolt a little bit.
Yeah.
I always wondered if it was done that way because to make it look like his scar. He has the scar on his knee is kind of like that. It's kind of like an N.
I never noticed that. I always kind of took it as kind of like the brain waves getting messed with.
Yeah, it could be that. It could just be me reaching, but yeah, because the scar, when you look at it, when he wakes up from the nightmare, is very reminiscent. I think, at least from what I remember.
When I see it, I will let you know. but I never paid much attention to the scar. I mean, I was just like, oh, he has a scar. He messed up his leg.
Well, here's how he messed up his leg.
Yeah.
That scene where that's about to come up, where he's fighting, and he leans up and he sees like his knee all messed up and there's scissors sticking out of it. Ugh, that scene is gruesome.
Lord, the stuff they tried to get away with in the 90s.
And they did. I can't believe it. Based on that shot alone, I can't believe they got an R rating.
So we're coming up to a car crash. A woman's purse with the contents scattered all over, broken glass, and a hairbrush.
How long has it been since you've seen this?
A minute. I think. I don't know. I think I may have watched it like about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's been a minute. But yeah, and Edward Furlong was like the teenage heartthrob right then.
Yeah, he was 15 at the time. He was 15, and interestingly enough, everybody else was like in their late 20s.
Right. He was the only teenager on set.
Yeah. Jamie Marsh, who plays Kyle, is his best friend. Kyle was like, I think 27. And, what's her name? Amy Hargreaves.
Yeah.
She was like 28. So, yeah. And
but don't they have a full-out makeout scene though?
I don't think. No, they kiss. I think that's about it. I think
I thought you had to be like at least 16 to do kissing stuff in TV and movies.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. It has been a minute, so I don't.
I don't think it's very. I think if it happens when I think it does. Wait, you're about to see the scar. In a second.
I love his room. Oh, so it is.
So I'm not crazy.
That's yeah, it is. Huh? I've never noticed that. Yeah. God, and when the internet was becoming user friendly and computers were taking over the world.
Yeah, this movie definitely had its finger on the pulse of like some of the things that were to come. I mean, we don't have some of this stuff now, but I think we're definitely close to it. And this was the first time I'd ever seen a widescreen TV.
Wow, like a movie in widescreen?
No, his TV is widescreen.
Really?
It's not square shaped. It's like more. It's like a what do you call it? 16:9, and he's watching the Three Stooges on it, which would not look right at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he whichever comes first, the Stooges or the game, you'll get a good glimpse at the TV. It's definitely not a flat screen. It's it's a box. It's a box TV, but it's just got a.
But it's got that widescreen feature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
And yeah, the director said that he was not at all happy with working with Edward Furlong.
Really? Why?
He said he had to slap him awake every morning, and he was a bad actor.
Well, he wasn't the greatest.
Well, I think he does fine here.
Yeah, I mean he's okay, but I mean, like he wasn't really doing anything groundbreaking.
No, he was basically playing himself.
Yeah,
he was.
He doesn't have range to do much more. Sadly,
no. I really like him. The only real movies that Edward Furlong movies that I like are this, Pet Sematary 2, and Detroit Rock City.
Sure, Rocksteady was fun. Well, what about T2?
Not really a big fan.
What? You're crazy.
I used to when I was a kid. I had the toys and everything.
I still like those. Well, the first two anyway. The rest are.
You watching her again? Can you see your tits, man?
I mean, he's a freaking peeping Tom. What's
I know. It's so creepy.
such a pervert. Oh, but it's okay because she's watching him back.
Man,
I know.
like some no-neck jock dude from the football
The guy who played Trickster, T. Ryder Smith, he also does the voice of Igor.
buddies forever.
I believe that.
Forever. I'll talk to
Okay.
you later.
So it's got that elongated screen. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I never paid much attention to it. Wow.
Sick puppy.
Yes, you are, you pervert. Now stop watching her. They can get arrested for that.
Mm. That's best case scenario.
Right?
This monster. Talk to me.
But his room is just awesome.
Yeah. This is how his father made it up to him for being away all the time.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, he's pretty much got his own apartment upstairs
Yeah, he lives
inside
in
his
the
own
attic.
house.
Yeah, he's in the attic, which is, I think, where I would want to be if I lived in the suburbs in a house with an attic.
With your parents away.
Well, yeah. I mean, this kid can't possibly have any more freedom. And
Yeah, but at the same time, he's also locking himself away from the world.
mm,
If you want to, dive into it.
yeah. Well, he's
Yeah.
got that trauma because he lost his mother.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think it's probably why my brother related to him so much because we lost our father and my brother was only like 6
Hmm.
when he passed. But, that's life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, Fangoria.
Igor, don't
That's the
let
dream
me
job right there.
fear this.
It was. I never got into Fangoria, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And not because
My name is
Um,
Michael Breyer. You can
it wasn't like, out of choice. It just wasn't accessible. I didn't
Yeah.
know where the hell to find it. I think you had to get it. I used to go to a comic book store all the time, and I see comic books. I used to get primarily Tales from the Crypt and those novelizations of Child's Play and Freddy's Dead. I told you about 1,000,000 times. But if there was any place to find it, it would be there. But they never had it, or at least
Right.
I never saw it there.
Yeah, I remember seeing it at like
Look, Art.
Borders when Borders was
Yeah.
still around.
Yeah, I would.
And- Oh, he's having a seizure. He's being infected.
I would say that's probably where you would have to find it at like B. Dalton or Barnes and Noble or Walden,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, I see it at Barnes and Nobles. There's only like a very small section dedicated to horror, but I don't. We have a really good comic store here in Austin. I don't think they sell it there though. But it is a really cool comic shop.
Mm. When I heard about when I got online and I started going into the message boards, and this is not a real movie, by the way. And I started, communicating and corresponding with people who were into horror. I saw a lot of people who were not very happy with the way Fangoria had fallen. They said that, at least according to what I read, that the price kept going up and the quality was getting lower, and they were doing less and less issues. And then for a time, the print version was no longer. I think it was for 2 years, and then it came back, and then there were some
Yeah.
allegations with one of the editors.
Oh,
Sexual,
jeez.
I think it's sexual. I think he got me too'd. Then they got somebody else, and and I think they had to
Jeez.
try to get off their feet again. So
Yeah, the last I saw of them on their website, they were trying to do like this, like these horror story readings, like kind of like a horror story podcast, but it was like a live radio event, like they used to do way back when for television, and it was read by Malcolm McDowell. I don't know if that's still going on though.
I wouldn't think so.
Oh, he's in the principal's office now.
They did a limited podcast series that was hosted by Kane Hodder, Tiffany Shepis, and Felissa Rose.
Mhm.
And it was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 episodes, and it was about a half hour, and it was them basically, talking shop. It was pretty good. I forget
Didn't
what it's
really take
called.
off though.
No, I think it was meant to be just a limited thing. But they did have Fangoria Radio back before Sirius XM or Sirius merged with XM. It was they were separate entities in the aughts. So yeah, Fangoria Radio was on XM. And Dee Snider and Debbie Rashan hosted. I would hear clips from certain shows on YouTube. I wonder if anybody has any back episodes, because I would really like to hear it. I even contacted Debbie Rashan on Facebook to see if she knew where to find it, and she had no idea.
Well, I mean, they've got to be out there somewhere. I mean, everything's online now. Just stay clear of the dark web and you're good.
Mopeds. They're so suburban. I never had one of those things.
Yeah, I toyed with the idea of having one, but I like having a Jeep.
Makes more sense.
I think so.
There's Frank Langella. He's probably the biggest name in this movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Great
God,
actor.
he was young. And the fact that he agreed to do something like this.
Yeah, he's really good in this too.
Yeah, I mean, you have such a seasoned actor in, a little movie like this. It's pretty awesome.
It's got a very interesting face.
He's like constantly distrusting of everybody. Let's see. What do we got? Box office only made 4.3 million.
I don't know what the budget was. I would assume it would be like, at least at this time, probably 10, 15 million.
Yeah.
They probably thought that they were going to get a big draw having Edward Furlong in the lead because of the juggernaut that T2 was. But I don't think Pet Sematary 2 did very well either. And I believe that was a year or so before this, year two.
I think so, because I know those movies came out like pretty. It was like T2, Pet Sematary, and then this, so they were like really back to back.
Well, just calling to say hello.
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you getting along?
Opening weekend was barely over $1 million. Trying to find the budget though.
I really hate these machines. Business is going well here.
Not seeing anything about that. Lame.
Yeah, so there's...
But the pictures they got on IMDb is just really creepy.
Of what, Trickster?
Yeah, there's one of Trickster, and he's kind of like in like a Freddy pose almost, with like just the side face and his one finger extended. It's pretty creepy.
He's very, very Freddy-esque.
Yeah.
Especially with, the wisecracks and stuff.
Yeah, he definitely kind of sent a shiver down my spine when I was a kid, just because his look is terrifying. And it's really not even not much to the costume. I mean, it's just like some prosthetics and some makeup and probably a hairpiece, I imagine.
Yeah, that's a wig.
You know, and wham bam.
Well,
thank you,
you
ma'am.
get the claws.
Yeah. But, ugh.
So this storyline, I mean, you have to forgive it because it is a bit disjointed and some of it doesn't make sense. I mean, it goes from it was all a dream to wait, it wasn't a dream, and then it was a dream, and then it isn't a dream. I mean, like, it's supposed to be a dream, and he says there's no trickster, but then you see trickster behind the principal.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, and then you see the dog with the foot, and it's like, wow. So
it was like something real happened, whether it was a game or not.
Something, yeah. Well, I think that is so adorable.
What?
Master is busy.
Oh.
Come on, what are you doing? I'll be right there. I'll hurry.
But when he does play the game, that first murder is pretty grisly.
Oh yeah. And he's like literally being guided.
Yeah.
Into a murder.
And when Trickster starts laughing too, I think that heightens it. And
shit.
I have to say that, I mean, like, I was like 13 because I didn't see this in theaters. I saw it when it first came out on video, so I would have been 13.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you see the first victim, I knew, I was like, this guy is so gay because his pajamas. He's not, there's no wife. The way the bedroom, I mean, like, the bedroom is impeccable. Everything's spotless. The kitchen's
maybe he's
spotless.
just really OCD.
Well, I think the pajamas are really what sold it for me. And the tattoo on the foot. It's like, come on, this guy plays for our team.
Yes, the foot tattoo, always a dead giveaway.
Yeah. As someone
I've got
who
one.
knows,
It hurt
I know.
like hell.
There you go. I've heard conflicting things. I've heard it hurts awful, and then I've heard that it doesn't feel like anything.
Different pain tolerances, I guess.
I guess.
I mean, I've got 7, and my foot was definitely the most painful. Because I have one on my side, and compared to my foot, the one on my side was like a 5. My foot was like a 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had to take like 5 breaks in between because it hurt.
How big is it?
It covers about 3/4 of the foot. So pretty big.
Where's the? Go ahead.
And it's of Stewie all twacked out on caffeine pills, so you gotta get a good canvas for that.
Choose one.
What were you gonna say?
This music is creepy too. I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask you, where is the good guy pocket? You said it's under your arm or on?
It's in my inner arm, but where?
Like your forearm?
Not my forearm, but where the bicep is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get any on my forearm. I've got wrist tattoos, and that's about it. That's all I'm gonna get. Okay, so we're in the house. I mean, are those like satin sheets?
Yes. See, this is what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, the PJs are a little...
Gay?
So he likes good taste. What, can you blame him?
You look at the bed, I mean, come on.
I like that he's just sleeping so peacefully.
Well, look at the size of him. He's got to be out cold.
Oh, and a kitty!
Oh, there you go. Now it's solidified. I forgot about the cat.
What's on it? What's the tattoo of? Is it like a knife and
I
something?
think it's. I don't know. I thought it was a. I thought I remembered it being like some kind of a flower or something. I
Couldn't
could
get a
be
good
wrong.
look at it.
Well, you'll see it again a few
Yeah.
times.
Oh! Can't get away with that now. Not with all the forensic technology.
No way. Not even with those giant rubber gloves.
God, that'd be so shitty to get stabbed in the back.
Hear him laughing?
Who? Oh, Trickster?
Yeah.
Maybe because he's been so shut off from the world, Trickster's like his alter ego.
I don't know. I really
Yeah.
don't know what to make of this movie. I just like to go along for the ride. I just think it's fun.
Indeed, yeah. I mean,
When
but
you
it's fun
peel
to
back
kind
the
of.
layers too much. You know?
Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, it looks. Oh my god! Stop it! It's going too fast. It kind of looked. You would not be able to cut through bone with a little butcher
No,
knife.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Mm-mm. And if you did, it would take a long time.
Yeah, you need a meat cleaver.
You need something electric. I was thinking you need some electric knife or like some kind of a saw.
And come on, dude, you don't have a box spring.
Maybe it was a waterbed.
Oh god, I hate waterbeds.
Ugh, I know we had this discussion.
Would that be a deal breaker for you?
You asked me that then too,
I did, didn't I?
and I'll give you the same answer I gave you then. Depends on how hot he is.
Fair. Okay, the fact that you actually got a joy out of killing somebody, you're a little
know.
disturbed.
I know that was a little too realistic, and yeah, I would have. I think if it were me, I would have had to stop the game.
I'd be like, I don't
This
think
is
so.
a little too much.
Like, if it's a little too real, no. I mean, you away from a TV screen, that's one thing. But when you're fully immersed like
Immerse,
that,
yep. You're inside the game.
I don't think, no. That is a badass chair, though.
That must be a Barca lounger. I don't understand what this is supposed to be. How about what is he doing? He's blasting the music and saying, "How about that?" What does that mean?
I don't know. I think I don't know.
I guess butchering somebody bullied his confidence. There's a little bit of
maybe it's like
bullying.
his celebrational thing. Like, yeah, I did
guess.
something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I did this and I'm so proud of it. Let me blast my whatever.
And plus, I think maybe it had something to do with the party that was going on at Kimberly's house.
Kind of like, I can play my music loud too or something.
Yeah, and they were playing like probably like top 40 stuff. And he's
they are at a girl's house.
Yeah. They were probably listening to the New Kids in 94.
God, 94 was a really world-wise, it was an interesting year. For me personally, 1994 sucked. Well, I would have been like in second grade. Nah, that wasn't that bad. It was after second grade that shit just really, all my teachers were assholes. We were moving a lot. Yeah. Things were just getting rough at home after 96. But you live, you learn.
Yeah.
It's made me the man I am today. Someone's at the door.
Mm.
God, that furniture is horrible. It's like pink flowery couches.
Keller, can I come in and speak with Kimberly for a moment, please?
The layouts of their houses are kind of weird. The way they're across from each other. Like, what do you? Is that even a street? Like, what is that?
Maybe
Or
a
is that
cul-de-sac?
a cul-de-sac, maybe. See, this is how far reserved from the suburbs I am. I don't know any of this stuff. I've been a city boy my whole life.
Yeah. So he's finding out that there has been a murder. Murder in the neighborhood. God, that house is just so cluttered.
And where the hell is Kimberly? She's taking her sweet ass time getting done.
She's taking an after-school shit.
Oh my god.
Sorry, too easy. I mean, hey, everyone has to do it after school. It's just the way. That's just the way of the beast.
Quit while you're ahead.
No, never. Yeah, and you did it.
In Wikipedia, it said that Trickster was modeled partially after Alice Cooper. And
yeah, I read that.
You can see the Alice Cooper, I don't know, poster, I guess, on the refrigerator. I thought that was cool.
Oh my goodness, and all those dudes in the grunge look. The really baggy clothes.
The flannel. Yeah.
God. And the hoodies. The fucking hoodies.
Yeah, I remember how big the Get a Grip album was at this time, the Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Hey, kid.
That record was fucking huge. And he was in the first video for Living on the Edge.
Was he?
Yeah. That was the first single, and then Crying, and that one blew up so much because of Alicia Silverstone, and they did two more.
Yeah.
It was crazy and amazing.
I miss Alicia Silverstone. I wish she'd do more. I always
No.
enjoyed her.
Me and Tony just recorded a commentary for The Crush.
Nice. God, the Crush. Excuse me. You know who else I miss? Cameron Diaz.
I heard that she hasn't done anything since the remake of Annie. What the hell is going on with that?
I don't know. I think she's a big animal activist now, and that was like the last I heard of her. But yeah, but you know, like every time I see like in passing like Charlie's Angels on Prime or Netflix, I'm like, oh, Cameron Diaz, because it's her image that pops up. I'm like, I miss her.
I've never seen Charlie's Angels.
It's fun.
I do love The Sweetest Thing, though.
Oh my god, that movie's hilarious. He's coming out of the TV and his skin's like all stretched.
Yeah. I saw The Sweetest Thing in theater when it first came out. It was so funny.
And wasn't that like Christina Applegate's like big comeback after Married with Children?
No.
I mean, I know she's always been around, but
No, she did the show Jessie. I think right after Married with Children. I think Married with Children, it had 11 seasons, so
yeah.
it must have ended like in the spring of 98, I want to say. And then in the fall of 98, she did Jessie for 2 seasons.
I don't remember that show.
Oh, I love that show. It was so fun.
much of anything good.
Married with Children. That went. So
I remember
solid 10-year run from 87 to 97.
Oh, so that was 97.
On the top of the charts.
And Jesse was the name of the show?
Yeah.
Just Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. More title matches. Wow, it's not even coming up on IMDb.
Are you... Wait, is it... I think it's SSIE.
Who killed that man?
Well, let me just look her up.
The murder. You know, for a minute there, I didn't think you'd go through with it. When he got up and started dancing around the room.
He didn't move around the room, did he? I don't remember him getting off the bed.
I was there when you cut off his foot. It was hard.
Did he get off
what?
the bed?
Who,
Trickster
dude?
said, yeah, Trickster said when he got up and started dancing around the room. I don't remember the guy getting off the bed.
Yeah, he was,
Oh, doesn't he throw himself against the wall?
no, he was flailing, trying to get the knife out because he was in pain. And he, ran up against the wall and flipped off the bed, and yeah, he ended up on the floor.
Ooh.
I didn't kill the man. I didn't even know him.
There lies the beauty. You had no motive. It was totally random. Like in the animal world. Prey never has a name. It was primal.
Ooh.
I can't wait to see what you do.
I remember that in the trailer. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Ah.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
You must eliminate the witness.
What witness? I know, it's just Jesse, no I.
If you count,
Okay.
but I'll never turn you in. They could pump a
I like this part.
Yeah, where he's electrocuting himself.
Yeah.
God, the Trickster is just... Ugh.
Look how Freddy this is.
Yeah.
by one. Out my
And then the line about the please no country western music. Every man has his limits.
But no country western music, please. Every man has his limits.
I thought it was just a game. You know, a stupid video.
I had
Trust
do you remember 3DO? That was big for about like a minute and a half, if that.
more than just the boy you used to be.
I had that. That was like as sophisticated a game system as I had.
But you have to play all
And
Hey, I've done pretty good so far.
I had Demolition Man for it. I had Gex, which I know is for other systems too. That was really fun. And I had another game called the Daedalus Encounter. It was like a movie. Tia Carrera was in it.
Wow.
And it was from the point of view of a robot. You were the robot, and Tia Carrera. I think the other guy who was in it was like from Star Trek or something. But yeah, they would be breaking the fourth wall and talking to you. It was fun.
And this was a game?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, I always wanted to try out some of those like interactive games, but never got anything sophisticated enough. The most we had was like Sega.
Mm. Well, I mean, now with because they did the whole virtual reality thing for a minute in the mid 90s, and I don't think it went very far. But now,
No, the technology just wasn't really there. Like you didn't feel like you were actually in it.
But now it's like ridiculously real.
Oh yeah.
So you probably could
Wait a minute.
do a game like Brainscan. They said I think Brainscan was based on a real game.
What? No.
It was like called it was like called Brainwaves or something. I think it was a German game.
Them crafty Germans. That's interesting. Is it kind of the same concept, or?
I think.
Oh, that's twisted.
Hey, I know you're nice, dog.
This is cute when he's talking to the dog.
Please, give me the foot.
I'll never ask you for anything else.
I promise. I'll never ask you for anything else again. Okay? Just give me the foot.
Yes,
Aw.
get down on all fours. Don't look at him. Ew. Fresh foot, anybody? Where's Hannibal Lecter when you need him? He'll get rid of the evidence.
So wait, who was the witness?
Kyle.
The dog?
No, Kyle. Because he knew about the game and he told him all about it.
Yeah, but he gets him to go back too with the footprints.
He left footprints?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. He would.
Yeah, he left footprints in the mud outside the window or something.
Yeah, and probably bloody footprints inside. And now he's burning his clothes because that's not suspicious.
The final straw though is he wants him to kill Kimberly because you hear him go, "There's a witness, and you know who she is."
Yeah, but how would Kimberly know? That's what I never got.
She didn't, but Trickster was trying to manipulate him because she knew him. After Kyle dies, she gets to know him somewhat intimately.
And like she suspects something or whatever.
I don't know if she suspects anything. But I think it probably the whole thing with her telling Stacy about what he said after Kyle died.
Yeah.
And they print it in the paper.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So I think that was showing that she wasn't trustworthy.
Right.
And that she would talk.
She's gonna talk. I love this part. He just flips him off.
Mm.
You too.
The only other thing I've seen him in was Best Laid Plans with Reese Witherspoon.
Never saw it. I saw that he was in an episode of The X-Files. Wait, were you talking about Edward Furlong or the other guy?
Kyle, Jamie Marsh.
Yeah, same here. Jamie Marsh, that's his name. Oh, yeah, that heavy metal is really easy to sleep to.
Mm. Yeah, it was interesting too because I was looking on the Wikipedia page. They were talking about how a lot of the bands that were on the soundtrack were just emerging at this time, like Primus and stuff.
Awesome time for rock and roll.
I'm sorry, were you sleeping?
Oh, wow.
And a year later, Garbage came out.
Can I come in?
And everything went to hell.
Yeah, once 97 rolled around.
And then Courtney Love threw her compact at Madonna when she was being interviewed by Kurt Loder.
Oh, God.
She was so drugged out of her mind.
I got your homework for you.
Here's a funny Courtney Love joke. What's the difference between Wayne Gretzky and Courtney Love?
Parents said you stopped by?
I don't know. Tell me.
Wayne Gretzky showers after 2 periods.
Oh, God.
I know, silly, but, you know, humorous. Because she's disgusting.
Mm.
And I brought the Monty. Yeah, I have a lot of pictures in it this week.
Interestingly, I was reading. Jay Moore has a book called "Gasping for Airtime," and it's about his 2 years on Saturday Night Live and how he was barely there in any of the sketches and stuff, and a lot of the stuff that he had written didn't get chosen.
Really?
And yeah, he said that he saw Nirvana rehearse, and he got to talk to Kurt Cobain for a few minutes.
That's cool.
But I bring it up because he said in the following season, Hole performed, and first he thought that Frances Bean had just like a lot of nannies, both men and women. But it turned out, no, they weren't nannies. They were just Courtney's friends and like roadies, and everybody would just take turns looking after her and holding her, and they were just passing her around basically.
Oh,
this little
Lord.
baby. How
Talk
she
about
didn't get that?
normalcy.
Yeah, how she didn't get that child taken away from her, I have no idea.
Seriously. What?
And if you ever like hear her talk, she's very well spoken and very intelligent.
Their baby?
Yeah, Frances
Their
Bean.
kid?
Mhm.
Frances Bean. Well, I mean, I'd hope she would aspire to be, more than Courtney Love's daughter.
What do you mean?
But I actually, what is she doing now?
I think she's a journalist, a music journalist.
Really?
I think so.
That's cool.
Haven't found me yet.
The witness has yet to speak. There's still time to play the second disc.
Look, I don't have the second disc.
Don't lie to me, Michael. You received it today.
Can't play it.
You want to play it.
No, I trashed it. Trashed
I don't think he's bad at all in this movie, Edward Furlong. I really like the way they interact.
Yeah, it's like they have some kind of chemistry.
They for sure. They definitely do have chemistry.
The witness has to die.
I'll play it for the police.
It could be very dangerous.
Tell them what happened. I've got nothing to lose.
T. Ryder Smith, though, I mean, come on, he really steals the show. And I can't believe he really didn't do anything after this movie.
I know, he did like this, and like didn't he have like some guest spot on some TV show somewhere after this?
I
And
have
that was
no
it.
idea. I have no
Because,
idea.
Like this was like his one big thing anyway.
Yeah, he was a stage actor, I think. And that's how the director found him.
My name's Michael Brower. I'm 16 and I'm scared to death. I'm not sure what this tape.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a photo on
Find
IMDb.
the killer, consider this my confession.
Does it say how old he is now?
Igor, dial 1-800-555-FEAR.
It does not on IMDb anyway.
Here goes
Oh, okay. He's done Venture Brothers. Well, that's fun. Let's see. Okay, so he's done some TV stuff here and there. He was on an episode of The Good Wife.
There's got to be a CSI in there.
Blue Bloods, Law and Order.
Close enough.
Nurse Jackie. A lot of video game voiceovers. That's pretty cool.
Well, he does have a good voice.
Oh, wait, here we go. Law and Order.
I always said, whenever there is an actor who has been in something that I enjoyed, and it's like, whatever happened to them? Whenever I would go to IMDb to see whatever else they'd done, there's always a CSI.
It's kind of like a staple for every actor.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a rite of passage.
My name's Michael Brower. I'm 16 and I'm
Yeah,
scared
didn't-
to death. I'm not sure what
Didn't Jennifer Love Hewitt also do a CSI?
I don't know if she did a CSI. She had that show where she was the medium.
Oh yeah, Ghost Whisperer. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I watched that.
My parents used to watch it.
I just always enjoyed her.
I like her.
I really wanted to see that movie, The Client List. I heard that one was pretty good. It was true story, like a TV movie about this mom who was a physical therapist. She gets a job at a massage parlor, and she starts doing the things that happen, and then but I think she like works it out with the police or something to give the names and numbers of the clients that are involved with it as well, so that she could get a break and keep custody of her kids or something. I don't know. I think it's something along those lines, but I heard it was a really good movie.
I heard the name. But I never saw it.
Yeah. Oh no, Kyle's dead.
I remember when she played Audrey Hepburn.
I never saw that movie. Is that a good movie?
I didn't see it. But I remember that there was a lot of publicity for it.
Yeah. I mean, there is, pretty good resemblance there.
Yeah.
This is Franklin. What can I do for you? Who is this?
You sounded exactly like him.
Thanks. What is Edward Furlong up to now?
I guess trying to stay out of jail.
Yeah. He had some run-ins with the law.
The law.
The law.
Nah, I don't know. I think he does the convention circuit like once in a blue moon. I guess when he's like down on his luck, but he's usually trashed and not, coherent.
That sucks. I mean, child actor takes its toll.
Yeah, I remember when the T2 first came out, and it was such a big deal because they found him basically hanging out on the street.
Started a petition to restart the horror club. He said you guys had a fight.
Picture of Predator on the back.
I really didn't know him. My dad didn't want to let him in the house.
That's God.
So now they're all sad because Kyle's dead.
I already miss him.
Aw. Yeah, that would suck. To be a teenager and lose your best friend.
His only friend, really.
Mm-hmm.
And especially somebody that he had that much in common with, too.
Right. And on top of all that, you killed him.
Yeah. And then Kimberly goes spracking off to Stacy about what he says.
I know.
That's that.
What a bitch.
Well, Stacy is really the bitch, but I think Kimberly should have kept her mouth shut. They were having a moment, for God's sake.
Right.
Bitch, you killed Kyle! You killed the witness.
Kyle wasn't a witness. He didn't even see anything.
Oh, the part when he starts eating the chicken with the mustard is so gross.
Kyle was my only friend.
Was that a real chicken?
I think it was a raw chicken. I would assume it was fake.
I would hope so. But I mean, there are some actors that are that
method,
dedicated.
total method, yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, Michelle Pfeiffer put a live bird in her mouth.
Well, what she does on her own time.
Well, I mean, she was going crazy in the role, so
Loose ends like Kyle can't be left to dangle. Hayden would have tied it around your neck like a noose.
Why are you doing this?
It'd be really fun to see someone dress as Trickster for Halloween.
I know. Nobody would get it, though.
No. But you know what? It'd still be a badass costume.
I know. Kyle's death still hurts, but do you really feel guilty for what you've done?
Well,
Part of you which did these things is deep inside, and it's in
Halloween used to just be about girls, you know, dressing slutty, but because they wanted to show off their assets. But now that's become a guy thing too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the guys like all getting all jacked up just so they can be a sexy Ninja Turtle. Just put the shell on and the mask and be like, I'm a sexy Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. I would if I had the body.
I don't know if I would. I don't like that kind of attention. Honestly, I don't. I would feel too self-conscious. Like, even if I was like fucking like Chris Pratt or whatever, I wouldn't like people ogling me.
Oh, come on. A little ogling never hurt anyone.
Mhm.
Oh, hi. Look who it is at the door.
We've met before, twice, I believe.
We've met before, twice. I'm Frank Langella.
Are you working on your Frank Langella impersonation?
No.
Is that what this is? Are you doing your first 5 minutes
Yes.
at the Comedy Cellar?
Yes. I've got my Robert Loggia down like no tomorrow.
Oh, it's so weird. I was listening to a podcast earlier, and somebody was doing an impression of him. A really bad one too. And that's like so fucking random.
Yeah, we were watching Independence Day on the 4th of July, and there's this scene where he's talking, and he says, you know, he's complaining about all the deaths of the pilots, you know, that were killed by the aliens. But the way he says it, he's like bobbing his head and like shaking his head no at the same time. He's like, hundreds of American pilots. That just made me laugh so freaking hard. Just the motion of it. And I can't stop doing it now.
I've never seen that movie.
It's silly.
I've heard it doesn't hold up.
Oh no, it's total 90s, even the effects.
I've heard the sequel was awful as well.
Oh, the sequel's horrible. Like, if it's, you know, I've always said, if you wait 20 plus years to make a sequel, don't do it, because it's not going to be anything near.
In the 90s, I remember whenever there was a movie that had like a Burger King cup like coinciding with the release, I stayed away from it. Although I did have a glass mug that I got from McDonald's when Batman Forever came out.
I was just about to ask.
I had it for years.
Which one was it?
I don't remember. It was. You mean like which character?
Yeah.
I think it was Batman.
Yeah, I had that one too. It was cool because it was like the handle was wrapped with the rope of the Batarang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that for a long time, but I don't know what happened to it. I think either I lost it or my brother lost it, or someone stole it. I don't know. But that was a badass mug. I wish I still had it. You know, I'm gonna look for that.
I still have these little mugs from McDonald's that are probably from when I was a little kid, but they're Garfield ones.
Aww.
And it's got Garfield on a skateboard being pulled by Odie.
Aww.
And you could still make out the image really well too. They've stayed in good condition.
Ah, no way! eBay's got them.
Wow.
How much did it want? Like $30. For all
A
four
piece?
of them.
Oh.
For all four of them. You got Two-Face, you got Robin and Riddler, and of course Batman. Wow.
Well,
that's
not the same one though, because Robin wasn't in Batman Forever.
Yeah, he was. Chris O'Donnell.
That wasn't
Yes.
Batman. That was Batman and Robin, not Batman
No.
Forever.
Batman Forever. Robin came in at the end. Chris O'Donnell.
I don't remember that
Well,
because I never liked Batman Forever. I just like Batman and Batman Returns.
yeah. I mean,
I
Batman
did-
Forever is cheesy, but Batman and Robin is way worse. Batman Forever is at least watchable.
Batman and Robin was awful, and the only reason why I sat through it was, take a guess, Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, yeah. I hate that they changed up that story too. Like making her Alfred's niece. Like, come on, dude.
Well, I think it probably would have been the what do you call it, the quadrilogy or whatever. Would have been a lot better if they'd kept Tim Burton on. But
Yeah,
the only reason why they didn't ask him to do Batman Forever was because they thought Batman Returns was too dark.
Oh Lord, it was total Tim Burton style.
It was very, very Tim
But
Burton.
I think that was the intention. But didn't
Yeah.
Tim Burton like step down? He just said no more. Like, I want to do something else now.
I don't know. I think he would have done Batman Forever.
Yeah, like
And it was a huge success. I had all
Yeah.
the toys. I had the fucking Batmobile. I had the Batcave.
I still have the Batmobile from Batman Forever.
I had all the figures, action figures.
I have the vehicles. No, yeah, I have the Batmobile, the Batwing, and then the 3-in-1 Batman or Batwing mobile and boat from
Oh.
Batman Forever. Yeah, like I lost like all the figures, but I was never able to get rid of the vehicles because those are just too cool. No, actually, I think I still have one action figure left, and that's in the Batwing.
I had in the back. I remember in the Batcave, it came with a Bruce Wayne figure, and you would put him in this like little chamber, and you would spin it, and there would be the Batman figure would be on the other side, and it would be like he got
remember that.
changed.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I wanted that, but my mom could never afford it.
Yeah,
I actually still have the Batmobile action figure from the animated series. That's pretty cool.
I think I was trying to think of this because somebody I don't remember what I was listening to, but somebody was saying what their favorite, it's either their favorite birthday present or their favorite Christmas present, and I couldn't think of it. But now that I think about it, or that I think about it now, it was probably that Batcave. I remember I was so excited for that thing. I wanted it so bad.
Do you still have it?
No.
Oh.
I don't have anything.
Oh, see, they're making out right here. And she's like 28 and he's 15. That can't be legal.
Oh.
She's getting ready to grind him. I mean, it was light kissing, but okay, no. A little more's coming.
You know he took full advantage of his celebrity.
Oh, of
At
course.
15 and got so much puss.
That's probably why he's so fucked up in the head now. You slut. Now he's seeing the dead guy.
I was really surprised when she turned up on 13 Reasons Why. She was one of the moms. It's always so weird.
Really?
Yeah. It's always so weird when, or it makes me feel so old when, like actors, especially actresses who I grew up with and always knew as being young or playing teenage characters, turn up playing moms, like Alicia
Right.
Silverstone playing a mom and Mandy Moore playing a mom. That is just craziness.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I like Mandy Moore.
Yeah, I think she's a really good actress. Very underrated.
Indeed, A Walk in the Clouds still makes me cry. Or no, I walk to Remember. That's what it is.
I Walk to Remember, yeah.
Walk in the Clouds, and that's a different movie.
I saw that once when it first came out, but I remember it was too depressing to watch more than once. But I do remember what's his name being really cute.
Shane
Shane
West.
Shane West.
Yeah. Same here. I always kind of see it as like a bittersweet thing, kind of like The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, but
Yes, it is very sad, but like it ends on a happy note.
Yeah. The Fault in Our Stars though has, I think, more watchability.
Yeah, I saw that movie on a plane. One of the worst flight experiences I'd ever had. Had like 2 flights get delayed. I was traveling for like a solid 18 hours. And then the airline said, like, okay, everybody, for the inconvenience, we're gonna, comp all the movies, so watch whatever you want. And I had like about a 3.5-hour flight home. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch something that I can just lose myself in because I don't want to think about this. And The Fault in Our Stars was there. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? And then it starts and the movie's going like 3/4 of the movie. I'm like, a little sniffly and shedding a tear here and there. And then the last quarter of it, I'm just like bawling my eyes out. I'm like, oh my God, this is so sad, but it's so good.
And he was so cute. Oh,
I
Anson
know.
Elgort. I was trying not to be a little too pervy because he was like 18.
Yeah.
But he was so cute.
He is. Not that bad of an actor, but he's good.
I didn't think he was bad at all. I thought he was really good I haven't seen him in anything else.
Yeah, in that movie he does wonderful. I watched Baby Driver for my cinema class last year. It's a pretty decent movie. He does a good job with it. But I like to see him like in some more diverse stuff, like some more drama. Maybe a different kind of horror.
That scene at the end when she's reading the letter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it gets me every fucking time.
I know. And it's just, it can speak to everybody, just like if kids with cancer can, embrace life and live life fully, why can't healthy people, stop just hating on everything, just, And
they stayed pretty true to the book.
I want to read the book.
In the book, she has a friend that I was glad that they cut out because she offered nothing to the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. She was basically just there.
Just there along for the ride.
Pretty much. That was the first thing that I noticed, that they did, that they cut out the friend.
But other than that, overall, was the tone and message of the movie conveyed pretty well?
Yeah, it was pretty much exactly the same.
Nice.
She doesn't tell what's his name to go fuck himself, I don't think. But she does call him douche pants.
Douche pants.
Who's this?
And I do remember though in the book, he was so mean to her that his assistant, she quit on the spot. She said,
Wow.
I can't deal with you anymore if you're gonna treat people like this.
Shit.
And then Paper Towns, while it was true to the book, it just wasn't very good.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard of that. Paper Towns?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's his name in The Fault in Our Stars, the one who goes blind. He's the lead in it.
Oh. Okay. I somewhat remember it. I never saw it though.
They did I think it was Apple TV series for another one of his books, Looking for Alaska.
Nice.
I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I really liked the book a lot, but I just couldn't get into the series.
Yeah, when you try to put a book into an actual full-on series, I imagine it's probably a little bit trickier. Because you
have a broader
extend
canvas,
the story. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I got a year's subscription of Apple TV with my iPhone, and
yeah, we were talking about this the last time we did a commentary.
Sucks. Like, it just.
Well, you gotta check out the morning show. That's what you gotta check out.
All right.
It's a really good show.
So
I mean,
pushy,
you got
Brandon.
Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon and Steve Carell. I mean, how could you possibly go wrong?
That's true. I enjoy them all.
And it's loosely based on the whole scandal with what's his name? He's been out of the limelight for so long that I forgot his name. From the Today Show.
Jon Stewart?
No. Jon Stewart?
I don't know.
Matt, fuck.
Matt Fuck? That narrows it down.
What is his name? I can't believe I'm totally blanking on his name. I don't know. But you remember the story that happened with Matt, whatever the fuck his name is, where he would like have that button under his desk and he would like call interns in and lock them in. And he was showing them like the Paris Hilton sex tape and shit.
No.
And he was a total sleazebag and nobody knew it. And then he got Me Too'd.
Today Show? Like the Today Show?
Yeah. I think it was the Today Show.
I'm seeing Matthew Garwood.
No.
But that was back in the 80s.
Maybe it was Good Morning America. One of those fucking shows. I'm just imagining people listening to this saying, Matt blank, you fucking idiot.
Well, I'm sure it'll come to you. And then when it does, let me know.
Google that shit.
Making me do things. Why? Okay, what am I looking for? Show host.
Morning show host. Me Too, Matt. That'll bring it up. Well, what's automatically popping up is Matthew McConaughey and Matt Damon. Matt Lauer. Matt Lauer. There we go.
Oh, and there's a whole YouTube video about it.
Yeah. So yeah, Steve Carell plays the Matt Lauer.
So it's
not
based on that situation.
It's loosely based on
Okay. Yeah, I've seen Steve Carell in some dramas, and he does a good job.
It's mostly focused on Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
Of course.
Because Reese is like the new face. She replaces him after he gets fired.
Ah. You know what show I want to check out? I want to check out oh, what's that show? That new one with Kaylee Cuoco.
Oh, I didn't know she was a new show.
Yeah, it's a HBO show. Oh God, she plays like a flight attendant battling her own, demons.
Mm.
And, God, what is it? It's called The Flight Attendant. Oh, well, that makes sense.
That's simple.
Yeah, it's just I thought it was something a little more umphy, but yeah. Okay, I think it like just started like this year or late last year. But I like Kaylee Cuoco. I think she's fun.
She's okay. I mean, she was funny on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched her on 8 Simple Rules and then followed her into Charmed and Big Bang Theory. I liked it, but I never followed the overall story with it. So I'm sure if they ever put it on Netflix or Hulu, I'll watch it.
I checked out after season 6. I was like, all right, this is too much.
Yeah.
The neighborhood is covered in blood.
Oh, Lord.
You protected yourself. Your hand was forced. You had no choice. Michael.
I like when he wipes it away.
Yeah, dude, you're going crazy. You're talking to a dude inside a TV. You're fucking nuts.
This is crime. This is just lots of
It's like a long Twilight Zone episode.
Get caught. There was a witness.
Uh-huh.
And you know who she is.
Dun dun dun.
I really like this score too. George S. Clinton did this.
Yeah.
It's a really good score.
Where was this filmed?
I think it's Canada, somewhere in Canada, because they say in the IMDb trivia that there's Swanson macaroni and cheese in the freezer, and the directions are in English and French. So it's got to be like Montreal somewhere.
Ah, right on the nose. Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Oh, see how smart I am?
Yes, you go, boy.
Speaking of another, my sleep buying, I bought the French edition of Frankenhooker on Blu-ray, which I'm
Nice.
super excited about. Frankenhooker in French. That's going to be fucking amazeball.
Oh, Lord. You gotta let me know how it is.
I can't wait to hear One a Day in French.
One a day? Haven't heard of it.
One a date. That's what she says.
No.
One a date. Going out? Looking for some action? Lonely? Got any money?
Hey, honey, you want to go out? I wonder if those are extended fingers or if those are actually his fingers with just nails
I
on
don't
them.
think they're his fingers. Yeah, they're probably extended. They're probably fingers on his fingers.
That's got to be a very warm costume.
I wonder. I mean, for some of these kinds of movies that introduce a villain like this, you can kind of tell that they were thinking about doing a franchise.
Yeah.
If this were successful, there would have been like 5 of them.
Probably. Oh, there's Alice Cooper on the fridge. His jacket is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
like
wouldn't be caught dead in it, but I like it.
Oh, I would wear the shit out of that. It's like a lacy red velvet.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, I
freaking
remember
awesome. Pizza. That looks good right now. Oh.
Yeah, when I did the Bad Dreams commentary with Tony recently, they had Richard Lynch sign on for 5 movies.
Really?
Yeah. And the first one didn't do very well, so. But everything was wrapped up, so I don't understand how they would have made a sequel or made him into a new. Because I think they would have made him into a Freddy Krueger type villain since he was burned.
Well, maybe they shot like different endings. And...
They did shoot a different ending, but it wasn't very good. Well, well, this isn't really a spoiler because he dies in the very beginning, in the first like 3 minutes. So like the whole thing, I don't know why it's called Bad Dreams, because there's nothing to do with the dreams. They're hallucinations. Jennifer Rubin, he's a cult leader, and he like I said, he gets killed. He dies in a fire, and she keeps seeing visions of him, and he's all burned, and he's trying to get her to come back to what he called Unity Fields, which was their cult.
Interesting. I haven't seen many cult movies or movies about cults.
There aren't that many.
Really
I don't think. There's one on Tubi now that I think is pretty new. That's just called Cult.
Nice.
So I'm assuming it's about a cult, but
I know you've got. Well, I mean, you got some that where they're like cults are referenced. So,
you have
like
that
Rosemary's Baby and the Wicker Man, but
have you seen Sacrament?
No.
It's a mockumentary. It's very, very heavily inspired by the Jim Jones.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. So it's like these reporters. Ooh,
sorry.
These reporters from Vice get like a word that there are people who are in this cult who are trying to get out, but they're afraid of the leader, and they go to investigate.
Good God, the image of the dude actually even looks like Jim Jones.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Interesting. When did this come out?
Under 10 years ago, like maybe 2013. 13, yeah. There you go.
All right. Live as one, die as one. Eli Roth presents, huh? Well,
he just produced it.
Yeah.
Anything, he just produces. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
The chances of it being good are
a little
in
better.
your favor. Yeah. Like Clown, that ended up being a great fucking movie. If he
cheeks
just
are looking a little blush there, Trickster, you might want to use a little less rouge.
If he just directs it, chances are 50-50. Because a lot of people didn't like the Death Wish remake. I thought it was decent.
The one with Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. He directed that?
Eli Roth, yeah. He didn't write it, but he directed it.
I didn't know that.
I mean, Elizabeth Shue plays the wife.
I'd want to check out the Charles Bronson version first, so I can do a fair comparison. But yeah.
Apparently, I've never seen that one, but apparently there's a gang rape, and I think you see Jeff Goldblum's junk.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's something everybody's been aspiring to see.
I know, really.
Yeah. I mean, I heard the Charles Bronson is a really good movie. But
but I heard that scene is rough.
Yeah, like it was back in the 70s, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he's fucking nuts. He's one with the trickster.
The scene, the rape scene in the remake, it was hard, but it wasn't like I spit on your grave or anything.
Still haven't seen those. I'm very hesitant about those because, like, when it comes to stories dealing with rape, I'm just very iffy.
Well, I mean, I Spit on Your Grave is basically like 40 minutes of a girl getting raped repeatedly by 4 different men.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's kind of rough.
Yeah, sounds like it. But I mean, it's a typical revenge story. Like, she goes after them and kills them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Please, you can't do it.
I don't think I need to put my eyes on that.
I don't care what you've done.
But that's just me.
I'm sure I'm probably not alone here, but my favorite scene is when she gets one of them. He's the leader, and she gets him to accompany her in a bath, and she cuts his dick off with a knife that she has hidden under. It's like a claw-footed tub.
Oh, nice.
She has a knife hidden under there, and
Shit.
she locks him in the bathroom to like flail and bleed out. And there's no music. There's no music. Except
even creepier.
When she goes downstairs and she puts a record on, I think it's like classical or something, and she just sits in a rocking chair and just listens to it with it.
That's
like
twisted.
She has a stone, like there's nothing on her face, like she's complete blank, and
That's
she just
twisted.
rocks. Mm-hmm. That was always my favorite moment.
You have a weird taste, Brandon.
I know.
But hey, more power
I'm
to
a
you.
weird guy.
Aren't we all?
I knew this.
Oh shit. Trickster's back.
Mm.
Aerosmith. I can't. That's one group on the radio that I'm sick of hearing because it's the same 3 songs always.
That was something that was said in the Jay Moore book too, that I was talking about.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. He was talking about doing a sketch with Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler was playing Steven Tyler, and Jay Moore was playing Joe Perry. And basically the whole sketch was about how all of their songs are exactly the same. And Jay Moore went up to G.E. Smith, who's, like basically a musicologist. Yeah. And he's like, is that true? And he was like, oh yeah, come into the dressing room, I'll show you. And he brought out his guitar, and he's like, he put his fingers on the frets, and he's like, watch my fingers. And he played 10 different songs that were huge Aerosmith songs, and his fingers didn't move.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's sad.
Hello there. You've just experienced Brainscan, the ultimate experience in interactive terror. We're glad you decided to.
Yeah.
Our special state-of-the-art system releases a powerful
So we're at the end. It was all a dream. Or was
it was all the game. And what I don't understand is how they're explaining it, but it doesn't make sense how it works. I mean, like it's supposed to transmit some kind of hypnotic flicker that like transports you into the game.
Yeah.
You don't need any additional like equipment or accessories. It's just looking at the TV.
It's like a frequency that taps into your brain.
Yeah. I think you need more than just a TV to do that though.
Yeah, probably.
Especially a TV in 1994.
Right. Although nowadays, all you need is a 4K TV and you're good to go, right?
Mm.
This one would actually be a pretty fun movie to remake, I think. You know, with modern day technology.
Mm.
I think they could probably make it a little more twisted.
Well, that was one of the things that critics didn't like about it, was because they didn't think it was anywhere near as twisted as it was promised to be.
Right.
I guess they expected it to be a lot darker.
Yeah.
I would be down for a darker Brainscan.
Yeah, this is a very like teeny, you know,
Teeny, I was gonna
teeny
say.
bopper horror flick.
It's
like,
it's a teen horror flick for sure.
I mean, still fun, but I mean, you can tell that it wasn't made for all audiences. It was just teenagers.
It was an Edward Furlong vehicle, because he was on all those those teeny bopper magazines at that time,
right?
So they were definitely for his fan base. All these,
I mean, like you mentioned earlier, it's still a fun ride. But
yeah, I still think it's fun, and I think it holds out.
It's dated. I don't know about holds up, but
it's dated. But I think it holds up as far as being entertaining. I still think it's fun.
Yeah,
as fun as I always did.
It's still fun to pop on from time to time because you can still enjoy it, especially for the '90s nostalgia. I mean, come on, look at the girl. She's got red sunglasses, all those necklaces that girls back then wore. She was the grunge girl. You know, and Kyle's the typical grunge dude.
I wanted Kyle's hair so fucking bad when I was that age. But my mother would never let me grow my hair like that. And I know that, well, I did have the center part. It just wasn't that long. And I know that no matter how hard I tried, I could never get it to flip up like that.
Yeah. I would kill to have Edward Furlong's hair. I mean, hell, I would kill to have straight hair in general. You know, where it just lays there and you can manage it and it's flowy.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, because my hair is like very
hair's really
poofy and curly and just...
Well, you just cut it really short and that's it. It's like
well, yeah, I know, but I mean, I always wanted, to do more with my hair, which now that I'm working at a salon, I might actually have that opportunity. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, will you go out with me?
Will you go out with me? I just been through hell.
I don't think so.
I mean, I couldn't give a shit about hair. I mean, like, I just cut my own hair with clippers.
Think
And
about it.
I mean, like,
Not really a good
when you lose your vision, it really puts things into perspective. And hair, it's like, please.
You'll think about
It's
Yeah,
the least,
fair
it's the
enough.
least of my worries.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
but
maybe, right? Not no. Maybe.
He's such a geek.
He is.
So you mean,
And she's playing hard to get.
you're kidding me.
Of course, because that's how you play the game when you're a teenager.
Well, listen,
Stupid game.
get back. So.
And remember those, you'll see it, the folder where she has his pictures. Remember those?
What kind of folder was it?
It's that metallic folder with the circles on it.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
those?
One of them fancy
They
folders.
they came in all different colors.
Yeah. Yeah, they still make those.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean, they're a lot more frilly now and more
I would
geared
assume,
towards
yeah.
girls, but, they're still there. She's got my pictures. She likes me.
Yeah, she's a stalker, just like you. It's a match made in hell.
Seriously.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, that's not really a girl thing to do. You know?
Yes. What can I do for you, Mr. Brown?
I mean, it's definitely a boy thing to do, especially a 15-year-old boy thing to do, because you know what he's doing with those pictures.
Oh yeah, seriously. Watching a girl get undressed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's
I don't know.
at puberty too. Maybe she's got a flicker bean once in a while.
Oh god.
I'm glad you got a kick out of that.
Yeah. My ex went to a friend of his, went over at her house, and like I guess she wasn't expecting any company, and she apparently like, you know, flicks her being like a guy at the laptop, like, and she had like tissues and a bottle of lube left out right next to the laptop, and he said like the mouse was coated, like it was like glistening.
Oh my.
Haven't you forgotten something?
She could have taken a couple minutes to clean up first.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
seriously.
he must have like arrived like, you know, moments after orgasm.
I'm like, did he just walk in?
I think no, I don't think he
Okay.
walked in.
Okay.
I think he just came over unannounced.
Right. But I mean, even if he's waiting at the door, like it's like, hey, give me a few minutes.
But that blew my mind when he told me that. I was like, I didn't know girls did stuff like that. And he was like, oh yeah, because apparently that wasn't the first time he'd heard of it.
Like at the laptop with lube and tissues.
With lube and tissues.
Huh.
Yeah.
No judgment, but it is kind of, you know, that's interesting.
Mhm. And that was Brainscan.
Yes, the dog with the severed foot in its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
take that as you will.
Just adding more confusion to an already very confusing plot.
Indeed. I just think he was fucking nuts and he killed the dude.
Well, what do you think? Would you have liked it better had it not been? Because I didn't. If there's one thing I would change, I didn't like when he became possessed by Trickster toward the end. I thought that was a little hokey.
Yeah. But
I think it would have ended up better if he just found a way to defeat Trickster.
right. But, it's kind of like the genie in the bottle. You know, like going through the experience. You know, he unleashed the genie, and then having. I mean, he didn't even really beat the game though. Like, how do you beat the game?
Well, there really isn't a way to beat the game. That
exactly.
was it.
It's
You just have
kinda
to,
like you
you have
just-
to keep killing people.
You just do what you do, and then you pass it on to somebody else. Like it's what's that movie? It Follows. You know.
Well, I don't even think it was that. I think it's just, you know, every time you commit a crime, then Trickster reappears and says, well, you messed up here, so you got to cover that up.
Right.
So, but you never knew what Trickster's Achilles heel was, so
Right.
you don't know how to defeat him.
Right.
So I think there should have been some way. He needed some sort of kryptonite, and I think it would have been like it would have been a decent image to see him kind of go back into the TV in dramatic fashion the way he emerged from it.
Right.
But I mean, like leaving all these plot holes open.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
saying
it's-
it's a dream, and it's not a dream.
He's just fucking nuts. He killed the dude, and he thinks by giving the disc to the principal, he's gonna get rid of Trickster. But nah, Trickster's forever.
Yeah,
in
but
psyche.
that's another thing that doesn't make. Yeah, that's another thing that doesn't make any sense because he's saying, you know, he says there's no Trickster.
Yeah.
So if there's no Trickster, you know, why are you giving the principal the game and thinking that you're going to like pull one over on him and that he's going to get fucked with too? Like,
Wow.
what is the point of that scene?
We'll never know. We never got the sequel.
Yeah, I just think it would have been better if, like I said, he found a way to get Trickster back into the game, and
Right.
then it would have
There's like a definitive defeat and an ending.
or a cheat, because remember in those days there were always codes and shit that people were finding. So that would have been interesting. And then the
Up, right, down,
sequel,
AEB.
yeah, right. And then the sequel could have been another kid getting the game and being terrorized by Trickster.
Like, it definitely had potential, but
not the best writing.
No, but it's still a fun roller coaster.
It's fun,
ride.
Nevertheless.
Like, I still enjoy it. This was a good watch.
Me too. And yeah, I do think Edward Furlong did. His performance was pretty strong too.
Yeah.
Despite what the director said, he might not have been easy to work with, but I wouldn't say that he was a bad actor.
I mean, had he like stuck with it and like honed his craft throughout the years, like, yeah, he could have been amazing. Like, you can see that he had potential, but that young age, like you're exposed to so much, and then you get involved with drugs and alcohol.
Wasn't Pet Sematary 2 the first movie that he did after T2?
Yes, I believe so. Because T2 was 91, and Pet Sematary came out like a year or two after that.
I think it was 92. Yeah. So,
which I still have yet to like watch in its entirety.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've seen like, okay, it was 92. Yeah, like I've seen enough to like know the overall story, but I've never, watched it from beginning to end. But I love the fact that Clancy Brown's in it. He's one of my favorites.
He's creepy.
I know.
He's creepy, yeah.
Like, I remember like seeing him at the dinner table scene with his mouth full of mashed potatoes or whatever, just laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
And then, you watch him in that, and then you go to, Shawshank Redemption, and he's fucking awesome in that movie.
Pet Sematary 2 does get really dark, though, at some moments. For sure. I mean, well, look at the first one. But it's dark in a different way.
Right. Was Pet Sematary, it wasn't a book. It was just a straight-up movie sequel, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought so.
But it's the same director. I remember.
Yeah, I saw that. Raise Some Hell.
Who did, I think, 3 Madonna music videos.
Really?
Yeah, she did Borderline and Like a Prayer and I think True Blue, Or, Cherish, I think.
Okay, she's still working, so that's cool.
She's still doing movies?
TV mostly. The Goldbergs, Step Up, High Water, Arrow, The Blacklist.
I would have thought that after Pet Sematary, she would have been able to write her own check, because that's a classic fucking movie.
Yeah. Traumatizing, but
yeah.
I still can't watch it. Like, Watch Mojo on YouTube has a bunch of top 10 stuff, and sometimes like that scene from Pet Sematary will come on. I straight up cover my eyes because I can't. It's too.
And you don't see anything. That's the thing. You see nothing except for a shoe and some pictures. That's it.
Oh no, I was talking about the flashback scene.
Oh, you're talking about Zelda.
Yes.
Oh, I think you're talking about when Gage dies, because that I think is one of the most. I think that's
just horrible,
the most traumatic scene in the movie. I think Zelda is the most frightening
Yeah,
element
and
of the
when
movie.
you're 7 years old and you're seeing that, yeah, that's the part that traumatized the fuck out of me.
Well, I mean, as disturbing as the scene is when Rachel's feeding her and she starts to choke.
Yes, it's
This
just,
the
oh my
scene,
God, I'm gonna have nightmares.
the scene that always got to me was when Zelda comes from the corner and then goes
Yeah.
right into the camera
Yeah.
and says I'm gonna twist your back like mine so you'll never get out of bed
Oh
again.
God, don't! You're bringing it all back.
But it was the way it was done. It was so like perfectly directed and
Like,
staged.
the visuals in the flashback scene and then the image of the dark scene towards later in the movie, like, yes, like all of that is just fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
And I think when people say it doesn't hold up and it's not scary, I'm like, okay, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, seriously. Like, no good comes out of it. There's no hope in that movie whatsoever.
No, it's very grim. Very grim.
It's like the darkest story that Stephen King has ever written.
Yeah, that's what he thought at the time, and he didn't want to publish it. He put it in a drawer. And
Yeah,
said,
I heard.
I think it
about
was
that.
his wife who convinced him. Maybe.
Yeah. Probably hard up for a paycheck or something.
Oh, I don't think at that time. I think he was doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one who convinced him to finish Carrie.
That's a good book.
Because he started it and then he threw the paper, the sheets in the trash, and
Aww.
she dug it out and she read it and she said, "This is really good. You have to finish this."
Nice. That's
And-
supportive right there. I love it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well,
we should probably wrap this baby up. It's
We
hitting
should
almost the
wrap
2-hour
up.
mark.
put a bow on it. 'Cause that was
Wrap it up nice and neat.
Mhm. That was Brainscan, and Edward Furlong before he went very, very downhill.
Indeed.
And
But still a fun movie. If you're a 90s generation kid, you'll love it.
yeah, the movie has gotten a cult following over the years. There are
That's
people who
good.
do like it.
It
So,
deserves it.
warts and all, it's got a fan base. So,
Good. As it should.
I agree. And I hope everybody enjoyed the commentary. I want to say thank you to James. It's always a pleasure to have you with me.
Thanks for having me. It's always fun.
Always fun for me as well. And and I want to say thanks to everybody for listening. And until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.